Hello, my lovely. Welcome to this bite-sized video, which is all about visualization and how freaking powerful it is. Yes. So I'm going to tell you more specifically how I use visualization to help create my son, because I did and it worked. And I'm going to share with you everything that you can be doing on your fertility journey to make that a reality too. Visualization is very, very powerful. Okay. Very, very powerful. There's science behind it. It's not just a woo-woo. There is actually science behind it. And that's what I'm going to share with you in this video and give you some tips, hints and tips really about how you can use this on your own journey in order to move forward. Now, before we get started, if you don't know who I am by now, my name is Anna Willson. I am an intuitive fertility coach and a psychic medium. And if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe just to make sure that you get the heads up on all of my future videos as they are released. Okay, visualization. It's so powerful. Okay, what is it and how does it work? Visualization is the ability to see in your mind. It's the ability to see with your mind's eye something that has either not happened yet or is happening at the moment or has happened before, but it's about shutting your eyes and seeing that thing in front of you, visualizing that thing. And it's so powerful to use, not just in fertility, in life in general. There is science behind it. So when you look at something, your visual cortex fires, okay, and you see it in your mind. It's the same with visualization. So if I was to close my eyes, so for example, let me look at this pen. I'm looking at this pen. Here it is, wonderful pen, okay? There it is, I'm looking at it. Now I close my eyes, and if I imagine that pen in my mind, the same parts of my brain respond. So the area of my brain that saw it with my physical eyes is now seeing it in my mind's eye. There's no difference to your brain with what you see out here and what you see in here. That's why it's so powerful. If I believe, like I'm looking now, I'm sat in my office now, for example, at home, and I'm looking at the camera. That camera's there. I can see it. It's in front of me. If I close my eyes, I can still see that camera. I can imagine it now in my mind's eye. My brain doesn't know that it's not physically there. My brain thinks that it's still there because I'm seeing it. That's why visualization is so powerful. It sits you in the reality of the thing that you want before it's even there. And there is science behind it. Like I said, there are, all across the world, there are the massive, like spiritual gurus, there are high-performing athletes, Olympians, so many people in high levels of sort of responsibility, high levels of academia, they use this, they use visualization because they know how powerful it is. And it would be silly for you not to use it on your fertility journey. And so I say to the ladies that I coach, the ladies that I work with, who sort of come to me at rock bottom and say, I can't do it. I can't open up to seeing my baby. Well, I suppose my response to that and the way I used to see it when I was in this journey is, do you know what? I'm freaking miserable. I am miserable with where I am. So what harm could it possibly do if I opened up to a possibility of my future being different? I'm miserable where I am. So what harm is it going to do by opening up? It's not going to do any harm. And it could just be the thing that changes the trajectory of your fertility journey forever. Okay, so why is it important? Because the ladies that I coach, I need you to sit in the energy of what could be. So if we're talking, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the basics, law of attraction, it's about feeling into that thing that you want before you've even got it. Because we need to raise your vibration up. It's no good staying down here in the guilt, in the jealousy, in the resentment, in the frustration. Energetically, it's right down here. It's very, very low. You're focusing on what you haven't got rather than spending your time focusing on what you want. The law of attraction will give you more of what you're putting out. You put out crap, you're going to get crap back. That's why it's so important to use visualization and focus on where you want to be. Focus on what you want. Focus on creating the identity that you're working towards before you're even there. Because what's it going to do? It's going to raise your vibration. It's going to take you up from down there in the guilt and the frustration and the anger and the jealousy. It's going to rise you up. It's going to put your energy up. It's going to be into faith, determination, optimism, gratitude. Okay, I'm not where I want to be, but you know what? I'm grateful for what I've got while I'm getting there. It's going to change the game. So how you can use it effectively, I suppose, how I used it was, I opened up to the possibility of this becoming a reality, because like I say, I was miserable anyway. I had nothing to lose. And all I wanted to do was reach the end of my journey and say that I gave it everything I possibly could. That's why I used visualization. And I visualized every step of my journey. So for example, obviously for me and my wife, we had to go down the IVF route. I visualized my body responding amazingly well to the drugs I was going to be on. I visualized my body creating all of these amazing eggs that were going to be used to produce our baby. I visualized that egg fertilizing. I visualized that egg going back into my body. I visualized that egg attaching to my womb. I visualized a baby being made. Every single step of the way, you have to visualize it as it comes. Okay, so you of course can visualize way in the future, way in the future. And I did. I mean, there was, I'm going to talk about that in a second, there was loads of things that I visualized much further on. But this is about being in the energy of where you are at that point in your journey. So for example, if you are, trying to conceive naturally, this is about knowing that when you have done the deed, it's that point in your cycle, you've got all your ovulation sticks telling you to go for it. Visualize that egg fertilizing. Visualize it attaching to your womb. Visualize that baby being created in extreme detail. It's about sitting yourself in that energy of where you want to be. Okay, that's why this is so powerful. So you can break it down if you want to. You don't have to. A lot of my ladies I teach, we personalize visualizations for them specifically, and this is about visualizing also a bit further down that positive pregnancy test. That's about visualizing telling your partner or your loved ones or your family that you're finally pregnant. If you was to just sit there now for 1 second, and if you're having a tough day and you're watching this video on a really tough day, if you just let yourself sit in that possibility of what if this actually happened for me? What if this actually came true? What if by visualizing that positive pregnancy test, it happened and I got it? You just sit with that moment, sit with that energy. How would I react to seeing those 2 lines come up on that pregnancy test? I'd be over the frigging moon. Your energy shifts. You change from the victim mentality of where you are into the survivor mode. That's where I'm going to get. It's about driving yourself into that place before you're even there. And that's how visualization can help. So I used visualization throughout my entire fertility journey. And I knew, walking through the doors of that clinic, I knew my time had come to fall pregnant. I was so positive. I felt it. You have to feel it. You can't just think it. You've got to feel it on a cellular level. And visualization is going to help bring to life the reality you are trying to create. It's going to move you from where you are to where you want to be. And energetically, bang, that's going to shift. It's going to shift your energy. And as soon as you shift your energy, law of attraction does its thing. In comes all of this goodness. That's why visualization is so powerful. Now, my top tips for success, if you like. So if you're going to do visualization, there's a few things that you need to know to make sure you're doing it properly. It's about the quality of the visualization you do, not how many times you do it. So, for example, if I was to do one really intense visualization about me falling pregnant, like from start to finish, I'd look at the whole thing, that little egg fertilizing, moving into creating my baby. And by the way, I have got a specific guided meditation that could help you with this. So I'm going to put the link down below in the comments. If you are interested in this package, you can have a look at my meditations. I want you to visualize every single step of it in extreme detail. And I don't want you to just see it in your mind's eye. I want you to sit with that feeling. You've got to feel it. If you do one intense visualization about actually clinically creating your baby, and you sit with that feeling and you love it and it brings up emotion in you, that is more powerful than doing 100 half-assed visualizations. You've got to sit with it. This is about not just seeing it in your mind, this is about feeling into it, because by feeling into it, you instantly change your energy. You change your energetic frequency. And like attracts like. That's how the law of attraction works. So it's not always about quantity, it's quality. It's better to do one really intense, really hardcore visualization. Like I'm visualizing Christmas with my baby. I'm visualizing that wedding that we've got coming up in a year's time. I'm visualizing the tiniest little thing, just, you know, walking around a shopping centre with my newborn baby in the buggy. Live it. Get into that detail in your mind. Visualize it in a huge amount of detail. It's always about the quantity and not the quality. It's better to feel it less often than it is to do it a bit more half-assed more often. Okay, and go deep. Every single detail I want you to notice. I want you to notice where you are, who you're with, the sounds, the smells, the images, everything. I do this with my ladies in so much detail because it is a literally energy shifter. It changes, and that will start to change your subconscious programming and all of the other stuff. So this is about really sitting in that visualization and going into detail with it, okay? And visualize big occasions, like I said. If there's something coming up that you know, like, okay, there's a birthday or a Christmas or an anniversary or something, like visualize yourself making that pregnancy announcement. Visualize yourself finally being able to do that, finally sending out your baby shower invites. Like I said, you are not happy where you are. What have you got to lose by doing this? What have you got to lose by really sitting yourself in that energy? Nothing. So do it, because it's so, so powerful, and completely let go. Like I say, you know, you're not happy where you are. So just completely let go to this idea that fear will always try to come up. I've done previous videos on that fear. It'll always try to come up because your fear wants to keep you where you are, keep you safe, keep you stuck. No, this is about visualizing where you want to be while you're working towards that, taking active steps to get to where you want to be. Okay, so those are my top tips. Like I say, do it in a huge amount of detail. It's not quantity, it's quality. It's about feeling what's behind that thing that you're seeing in your mind, because that's going to raise your vibration. That's going to change your energetic frequency, and that's what we want. All those big occasions that you're thinking about, that you're, you know, working towards, visualize them in a huge amount of detail, and you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose. So, you know, you might as well just go for it. And if you do feel, for example, that you're at that point where you just think, oh, I've had enough. I've had enough. I want this to change. I'm done. I've had enough. I can help you. All right, I can help you. If you're interested, I'm going to pop a link below. It's going to be a free fertility consultation with me. If you're interested in exploring how we can get you moving forward, then please come on in. I'd love to talk to you. Yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. Let me know if it has, but do not underestimate the possibility. Do not underestimate the power of visualization. I saw my son before he was born, and he came out looking like the exact baby that I saw. Now, I'm well aware that might be part spiritual stuff as well as my visualization, but it's so powerful. And believe me, my darling, if you go all in, when you reach that point where you hold your baby and you become a mum, it's worth it. All of that crappy journey is worth it. It really is. All right. I wish you all the best. Good luck with your visualizations. Don't forget to check out my meditations as well below. And yes, I'll chat to you soon. Bye bye.